on a wonderful Wednesday. Wow, we call it Word on Wednesday. Good morning, world. I'm Dr. J.L. GODBOLT, and my partner in love and doing the right thing. We're never partners in crime anymore. That was BC, before Christ. Now it's AD, after deliverance. So we're doing the right thing. That's Bishop Carl Brinkley Jr., my partner here today on Word on Wednesday. It's always good to be in a house or place where we care about our community, and that's what WIDU is, a place that cares about the community, and of course you're part of our community. And this is a very important season that we're in now. We're going to be talking about some of those things today. I got my other partner here with us, our third Wednesday crew. One half of them is here. Dr. Tim NEWSOME is here with us today. Regina is out. She'll be back with us, I think, the first of the year. We got to look at those dates again. I'm not sure. I think it's the first of the year. But before we get into that, I got to give you a word, and it's from Psalm 141 and verse 4. I'm going to talk with you about never go window shopping with money in your pocket. Okay. Psalm 141 verse 4 says, "Incline not my heart to any evil thing, to practice wicked works with men that work iniquity, and let me not eat of their dainties." I don't know if you guys ever remember those days, but we used to do what we call window shopping. That was before the malls, and you will walk down the streets and you'll be looking in the windows in department stores. I did, dreaming about buying some item or something that was important to you. And it's never anything but an impulse as long as you don't have money in your pocket. The temptation becomes real when you got power to purchase something. And that's what we have to be very careful of. That's what the psalmist meant when he was saying in his prayer, "Keep my heart empty and free from carnal desires." The definition of that word incline was what got my attention. Incline means something to carry you away. And the word work means a commitment to systematically and habitually do something. So what we're dealing with is an enemy that is carnal, crafty, and he knows and has designed ways to tempt us and to trap us. So as the psalmist was saying, Lord, make sure that my heart has no buying power when it comes to the temptations of Satan. Let's pray. Father, we thank you for the gift of this day and for the opportunity you've given us to be in a place where we care and you care about us. We give you praise for your son, Jesus the Christ, the one who's given us the opportunity by sharing his own life, blood, and giving us freedom not only from sin, but healing in our bodies and our minds being set free because of the crown that he wore. So we ask you today, let the peace of God that passeth all understanding keep the hearts and minds of your people today. In Jesus' name, amen. All right. We're getting ready to roll now. Like I said, I got here a little bit late, not making excuses, but it's when you try to do too many things. As I said to somebody, when you get old, I used to wonder why it takes old people so long to do things. Now that I'm old, I understand why it takes old people longer to do things. The same thing I used to do in 5 minutes, and now it takes about 15, but it's okay. On board with us today, Dr. Tim NEWSOME. Man, it's so good to see you again, brother.
You too, Bishop.
Okay, always a blessing. So today we're going to be talking about, I don't want to miss the title up here, but we're going to talk about some things that happens in our lives, our lifestyles, that causes us issues, and maybe how we can prevent some of those things or correct them as well.
Right, okay. Right. Basically talking about some of the things that contribute to either you having a healthy lifestyle and a healthy body, mentally and physically, or developing some illnesses related to your lifestyle.
Yeah.
And so probably one of the first areas we'll cover, and this is not a nutritionist
class,
yeah.
Okay,
Sorry about that. This is not a nutritionist class, but some of the basic things you can do. Probably start with your food, what you eat. What you eat really affects a lot about whether you're going to be healthy mentally and physically, right? Because we consider food as something that either tastes good or fills us up, but it's also information and chemicals needed for your body, right? And most of our food directly influences the chemicals that are in our brain, especially those neurotransmitters that cause us to be sharp and alert and to make wise decisions and to help us rebuild some things while we're sleeping and things like that. those chemicals in your brain are affected by what you put in your body, right?
Yeah.
So diets like that are high in sugar or processed food actually block some of those chemicals from either transmitting to each other or even keeping the levels at a sustainable rate where they're therapeutic to your health, right? And so one of the things happens when you have a poor eating habit is you make yourself more susceptible to depression, anxiety, mood swings, irritability, focus, and even your energy level.
Wow.
And I'm sure a lot of us has experienced that. You eat a nice big piece of pie or cake or a piece of watermelon, you probably be down how long? In about 30 minutes, you'll be knocked out,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Especially we experienced that during the holidays. So if we looked at our holiday diet, that probably would give us a nice little synopsis of what we're doing every day.
Let me do this, Tim. I forgot to introduce you to our new audience, members of our audience. In case you all don't know, Dr. Tim Newsome is the creator, founder, CEO, CFO of Curative Minds Health here in Fayetteville. He is our third Wednesday guest along with Regina Wesley. And he's sharing with us, we deal with the mind, body, soul, and spirit. And so his gift is to the body of Christ and to our community, are those areas. Now, as you mentioned that, it brought back to my mind that if we start off right, the beginning of the day, I'm getting up this morning, you getting up this morning, all of us. And so what we put in that body in the very beginning, starting off, can either block or help or hinder my thinking, my energy, all of that.
And your recovery.
Okay.
It will regulate all of that, what you put in your body or what you don't put in your body.
Okay.
Because you know that breakfast is really just a break from fasting the night before. And so it's very important that when you put it in, now I'm not a nutritionist, but
Okay.
generally speaking, when you put it in and what you put in. And if you're taking fast or processed food or these high processed sugars, they don't last long and they don't do much to help you regulate your system during the day at all. Fruits, vegetables, high fiber foods go a long way in helping you stay alert, helping you go a long way in resisting the stressors that come into your life in the morning. And so very important you either get educated on it
Yeah.
or start changing your habits if you want to be more functional.
So it reminded me of a preacher friend of mine. I will not put him on blast and call his name out, but he said, I still get up to 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning and eat a full meal and then go back to bed. I said, how in the world? So when a person does that, what is happening when your body's supposed to be healing itself and you get up in the middle of the morning, eat a meal like that?
Right. So your body has certain cycles, right?
Yeah.
That circadian rhythm cycle is basically telling you when you should be resting so your body can repair itself
Okay.
and remove some of the toxins in your body during that resting period. And if you're waking up in the middle of the night doing that, you're actually disrupting that circadian cycle that's supposed to be happening
Wow.
during that time. And what happens then, not just then, when you have these poor habits, the insulin in your body made in the pancreas, right? It's supposed to go in and help you burn off those sugars. We won't get too technical, but it keeps that sugar level to the lowest level because sugar is not good for you, not in abundance.
Yeah.
Right. And so just imagine this. People have high cholesterol, right? And so I'm going to give you an example that everyone probably can understand how sugar affects
Okay.
everything.
Okay.
So you open a banana, you peel it back, you let it sit on the table. That banana turns brown and sticky, right?
Yeah.
Why is that? It's the sugar being affected by the oxygen in the air
Why? Yeah.
and causes that banana to deteriorate and become sticky.
Okay.
Same happening in your blood.
Wow. Okay.
If you have a lot of sugar in your blood, you're breathing oxygen that's carried in your blood. And so that causes some cholesterol buildup from that deterioration with the sugar mixed with the oxygen, and your cholesterol raises, right?
Yeah.
Rises.
Yeah.
And so sugar is very dangerous if we're not taking it in moderation. It can cause diabetes, prediabetes, weight gain, obesity, and even fatty liver disease, right? So fatty liver disease is sometimes, most of the time attributed to someone who's alcoholic.
Okay.
I've never had alcohol in my life. However, there was a time in my life that I had fatty liver disease
Mm-hmm.
because I was a sugar fanatic. Snacks, you name it, everything. I was a sugar fanatic. So there are some consequences to a poor
Yeah.
diet that we don't even see that develops over time.
You mentioned something here that brings back to my mind. I just got finished with an A1C testing. Didn't realize that my A1C was borderline
Mm-hmm.
because I thought I was eating good stuff. I mean, really, I'm reading the package, thought it was good, but I wasn't paying attention to that added sugar number there. And I had this fried turkey I enjoyed. I wasn't paying much attention, but when you start adding all those things together, I was on that verge of being
Being a
borderline.
diabetic.
Yeah, diabetic. I said, not me, not me. So, but working, just changing the diet, reading those added things.
Mm-hmm.
I said, don't do it. Added sugars, just don't do it. Eating more oatmeal, I found, and getting away from fried foods. Got my report. I'm back to normal.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
it like you said, it's rest, diet, those sorts of things make a difference.
Definitely, because you don't realize, hey, you can tell yourself I'm pretty healthy
Mm-hmm.
and I eat well, but you got a lot of genetic stuff that's creeping up on you.
Yeah.
You got all kinds of certificates that come from family members and ancestors. You have a certificate for diabetes, hypertension. You have all these things waiting for you that are hereditary.
Mm-hmm.
And unless you aggressively and proactively try to eat healthy,
Mm-hmm.
they'll catch up with you. Like you're saying, your A1C, which is a gold standard for diabetes,
Yeah.
creeps up.
It does. And another thing I found out as well too, everything that says vegan, you have to be careful with that as well, because sometimes there's so much sodium in it that I wouldn't recognize in that, which was another flare up in my life of blood pressure, because I was eating the vegan stuff I thought was,
Mhm.
but everything with a V on the front of it is not necessarily healthy for a person.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's very, labels can be very deceptive,
Mm.
especially with young people. You know, we have the guys in the gym that work out and do the protein and all the little supplements and things like that. And they look
Yeah.
on the package and they see it's been researched and trialed. Those are not real scientific research most of the time,
Okay. Okay.
to a level to where they're very efficient or accurate.
So I know you deal some with this. I don't want to get too far off the point because, hey, you can't tell us a lot of things that dealt with other people. But when you start thinking about the kidneys and the liver, these parts of our body that cleanses the body and how they have to be, and the pancreas, what we're talking about now, when you add these kind of foods in there and your body's trying to do what it's supposed to do, strain, clean, and we put that extra pressure on it, what does that mean to us as human beings? Why is that so important to be
Well, it
aware?
means we have to take it serious.
Okay.
Unless you're a medical professional, you don't realize how serious that liver and kidney is to your body, right? Especially the kidneys. They're very resilient, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can even lose a third function of your kidneys without showing any sign,
Really?
without showing any sign. And unless you are living healthy, you got some serious illnesses waiting on you down the road. And the liver, they call it liver for one reason. You can't live without it, right?
Okay.
And so that detoxes your blood. It detoxes your blood. But you can overdo it. The body has its limitations, so you have to be aggressive on trying to live healthy. But that's only one aspect of living a good lifestyle.
If you have questions you want to ask Dr. Tim Newsome, listen, we want to say in this vein now, you can call us now. We're going to be real careful with that. We got some folk in there that can help us out. But the number is 910-483-6111. We're going to be taking a break in about 5 minutes and talking about healthy lifestyles that we can choose to start. Our body has this ability, Dr. Tim, to regenerate itself, to renew itself. Okay, but share with us some things that you know that could help us understand that process.
Help us understand the process? I would say speak to your medical provider first
Okay.
of all. Make sure you do that. And as a disclaimer, this is not professional medical advice. I'm not your medical provider.
Good.
This is a conversation. So, but speak to your medical provider, and we seek out everything else online. Let us seek out some real, true, evidence-based research on how to live healthy, because there's all kinds of information out there, but don't mean it's valid information. And so,
back on the piece about stress. People are working. I'm talking to them all the time. We're in this part of the world, and I'm as well aware of it myself personally, working, carrying on a couple of extra jobs. But when you start thinking about stress, this season that we're in is supposed to be and it is a great season, the birth of our Savior, but also trying to make that same amount of money work for extra gifts, trying to be everything you're supposed to be to everybody else as well. What can you share with us about that part of our lifestyle, the mind and the body, to help deal with that?
I would say, first of all, be aware of how stress how your body responds to stress.
Okay.
Right? And before we get there, we have to realize a lot of things that may not be aware of that causes us stress as well. You mentioned finances and the high demand of giving the gifts and being joyous when you may not feel like it.
Yeah.
But there are a lot of people out there who are experiencing stress due to missing loved ones.
Yeah.
This time of year really brings that out.
Yeah.
And not only that, it's also a time of the year where we get a lot of depression and anxiety due to seasonal changes. It gets darker faster. The nights are longer, and that change actually affects our body a lot. And so being aware of what the stressors may be coming from is the first step, and then having a well-balanced lifestyle to include make sure you get enough rest, eating healthy, and having healthy relationships, and having a good prayer life.
Yeah.
If not that, a good meditation life, if that's not your thing. But you need to be well-rounded and just realize that you're not alone, and seek help if you need help, and establish somebody in your life that you can go to.
Yeah. That's so important. And I'm watching this daily. I've got a couple of friends, members, not just members of our church, but people I know we've been in the same church for many years. Both of them are going to spend their first Christmas without their wives, and that guilt complex, the balance between being both having some joy, but also feeling maybe guilty that you're enjoying yourself while they're not there. That's a tough place to be. So as you're talking about having a good prayer life, that means a lot.
Yeah. But you need to balance that time, because those people who are suffering from missing loved ones, they need to kind of fight those feelings with good memories.
Yeah.
Good memories. Don't let your mind take you down the rabbit hole of how much you miss them, even though you do. We're not discrediting that suffering you're going through, but also to kind of pull yourself out of that rabbit hole. Remember the good memories you have of them, the times you spent, and how precious they were, because they deserve that. They deserve you remembering and recalling those memories of them.
Yeah, one of the things I learned in Grief Share, it's a great program, is try not to focus on who left, but on who's left. Now, you balance that piece. There are going to be that roller coaster of events, of emotions, but I also think about, well, I still have this person in my life. I still can do these things, and balancing out. So important.
Yeah, and you need to, most of us self-medicate in some form or another.
Okay.
Right? And there's healthy self-medicating, prayer, exercise, having that stress outlet that is not detrimental to your health or your physical, mental or physical.
That's good.
Unfortunately, we do have those who self-medicate with alcohol and things like that. But if you can do it in a healthy way, that goes a long way in helping you make it through those times, as well as keeping your body healthy.
When we come back from the break, I want to talk about this piece and how we understand how it's almost impossible to separate the body, soul, spirit from what we're going through in life. How some people want to focus on one thing and think they can go through life without knowing, well, you can't do it without the other parts. So let's on the second half of the show, let's try to deal with that, okay? We got to take a break, ladies and gentlemen. We got both of them in here. We got two preachers that are pushing buttons, so we definitely got to get off for right now. We'll be back in just a moment. This is Wow, Word on Wednesday with Bishop Carl Brinkley and John Godbolt. See you shortly. Stay with us.
calls for emergency services have been released in connection with a stabbing on Cat's Light Rail in northeast Charlotte that left one person hurt earlier this month. There is new information on the deaths of Rob Reiner and his wife Michelle and the arrest of their son Nick. He is now charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder. A federal judge has denied a request to stop President Trump's construction of a new ballroom at the White House, but the judge did order the government to submit its construction plans by the end of the year. Investigators have released new enhanced videos of the person of interest in Saturday's deadly shooting at Brown University. Public schools in North Carolina received failing grades in 2 out of 3 categories. Recent funding reports deal with financing education. North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services reports flu cases are rising in the Tar Heel State. Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
I'm Peter Killeen, WIDU Radio News. A local advocacy group and some Fayetteville council members urging the city manager to more closely monitor the communications department after a spokesperson released incorrect information to the media. The controversy stemming from a December 1st meeting when council voted in favor of electing Derek Thompson as mayor pro tem. Mayor Mitch Colvin announcing that the vote was 6-4, which is what City Clerk Jennifer Airy recorded. But council member Dino Hondros, who was recorded as casting a no, he misheard what council was voting on and actually meant to vote in favor of Thompson. The next day, a city spokesperson announced the 6-4 vote in a press release, then issued a correction 40 minutes later, saying the vote was actually 7-3, although the official record currently shows a 6-4 decision, and there was no additional press information to reflect the change. Fayetteville police say it was an argument that led to the shooting that claimed a man's life Sunday and left another injured. 34-year-old Xavier Griffin of Fayetteville died. Another man shot in the leg. From WIDU Radio, I'm Peter Killeen.
If you need a lawyer or you've been involved in an accident resulting in serious injury, call the Rogers Firm at 910-433-0833. We have a proven track record for getting results for persons injured due to the negligence of others. What you don't know can hurt you, and you need a firm who cares about you. So call the Rogers Firm at 910-433-0833. That's Attorney Alan Rogers and the Rogers Firm, a proud member and sponsor of Wake Up.
Welcome back to Morning Motivation, the start of a great day.
Wednesday morning is off to a cool start, but warmer temperatures are in store once again. We'll see increasing clouds and increasing temperatures throughout the day. Highs climb into the mid to even upper 50s in a few spots. Tonight, it'll be mostly cloudy. Lows dip into the mid to upper 30s. And tomorrow, it's mostly cloudy. Temperatures climb late in the evening with highs nearing 60, but rain comes with it. I'm Kat Campbell in the Weather Center.
Hi, I'm Mitch Colvin, president of Colvin Funeral Home and Crematory. For over 50 years, our family has provided professional services with dignity, compassion, and respect with families during a time of need. We realize funeral services are as unique as those we're honoring. We offer a variety of affordable, quality services tailored to meet each family's needs, specializing in burial and cremation services. Proudly servicing Cumberland, Robeson, Hoke, Harnett, Bladen, and surrounding counties from 2 locations, 2010 Murchison Road, Fayetteville, 1904 Elizabethtown Road, Lumberton. For more information, visit our website, www.hmcolvin.com.
It's Jeff Thompson, your bloomin' idiot from Bell's Seed Store, directly across the street from the courthouse in wonderful downtown Fayetteville. You know, I know there's a lot of vegetable gardeners out there, and if you're looking for some place to find the perfect vegetables to put in your garden, I've got every one you could possibly want. I've got all of your late winter vegetables. I've got your summer vegetables, squash, tomatoes, cucumbers, broccoli, lettuce, cabbage. I've got probably 30 different types of herbs. I've got tons of different varieties varieties of pepper plants, any kind of vegetable you want to grow. If you can't find it at Bell's Seed Store, there's seriously something wrong. And then if you want to get flowers for your yard, Lord, I've got more color going all over the place for all the flowers, for all the vegetables, for your trees, your shrubs, anything you want to plant in your lawn and garden, you need to come check us out. It's right across the street from the courthouse, 230 East Russell Street in downtown Fayetteville at Bell's Seed Store, your hometown lawn and garden center since 1919.
And when you thought it couldn't get any better, it does. Right here on Wow, Word on Wednesday. I'm your host, John GODBOLT, with my friend Bishop Carl Brinkley pushing the button, and Paul Matthews. He's in here as well doing all that hard work, getting ready for another big production coming up right behind us. Not that we're not that small, but anyway, we're doing our part as well. Dr. Tim NEWSOME is here with us today, Curative Mind Health. I remember I got to put that word health in there, because he's about healing, not about just looking at your mind and doing those sorts of things. But great to have you with us, Tim, again. And we're going to be having Regina back with us as well, but not right now. We'll look at the first of the year when we get back together again. Now, with that being said, talking on our break, we wanted to talk more about that combination of how people are trying. Sometimes we hear folk talk about the physical, having the operation and just having that operation, or how they're going through something that's traumatic, dysfunctionalities, and we're finding that all those things work together. Your mind, your body, soul, your spirit, your all those things need to be put into that same ball of wax to say, okay, for you to live healthy, for you to overcome and recover from that surgery, or for your life to get better, you're going to need all these parts of your body, soul, and spirit working. Talk to us from that aspect, please.
You just can't separate the three.
Okay.
We wasn't created that way to be separated. And everything starts in the mind, right? The body has its limits, but throughout history, you've seen where the mind has actually helped the body overcome several things. Mm-hmm. And then the body connected to the soul and the spirit, you gain. You get that synergy of reaching out to your creator that takes you into that supernatural type of healing. Mm-hmm. And so you can't separate the three. You cannot neglect the mind and then feed the body, as a lot of us try to do. You know, we're so focused on the physical appearance and you know, working out in the gym or fitting into a certain piece of clothing that we become dysfunctional mentally. You know,
that's good.
And short-sighted and nearsighted, missing out on opportunities where we can even be a better person or help humanity more. So,
I've seen people who are so busy when they fit a certain outfit for the summer, I'll say, that they eat unhealthy, taking pills, doing certain things, like you're saying, to get down to that size to fit that outfit. And I'm calling it an outfit, but it's real skimpy. But that beach outfit.
Right.
And then as you notice, like you said, eventually, in long term, it's affecting their health.
Right.
Okay.
And this is the time of year where you get those New Year's resolutions. You know,
okay.
The fad diets. I'm going to do this. This is going to be different. You got to be rational and realistic about what you change.
Yeah.
And nothing's going to last unless it's a lifestyle change.
Yeah.
And it starts in the mind. It starts with a decision, you know, not an emotion, but a commitment to a decision. And so do your research.
Yeah.
Find out what really works, not what your friend tells you or what the gym trainer tells you or what your auntie tells you about being healthy. Do the research. Find some evidence-based things that are healthy, that have been proven over time.
Okay.
That's been proven over time to help. And that spiritual piece is probably the most important piece, because you have a whole lot of help when it comes, because God can help you with it all.
Yeah.
The mental, physical, and the spiritual. And so if you start there, you really got a head start on everybody else.
I learned this some time back, that the first word in diet is die. So you have to be real careful about what you call a diet versus lifestyle. Lifestyle changes, how important those things are.
They're very important, but why?
Yeah.
I mean, why do you think you need a lifestyle change?
Okay.
If your reasoning isn't, right, then will it last?
Yeah.
Like you said, I'm doing this to fit in that summer outfit. How long is that going to last?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Or are you doing this to be healthy so you can be more productive, so you can give back? That'll probably take you a lot farther than just that summer outfit will.
It sounds like you're mentioning something I was just praying about this morning. Lord, I want to be healthy, not just for me. I want to be more effective for my community, the people that need me, so that they not only look at a person who's doing it right, but also for the fact that I can help serve better when I'm in the best possible shape I can be in.
Right.
And not trying to impress people
Right.
With my physical physique,
Right.
if you will.
And the reason I keep mentioning the help piece, helping others piece, is because as a human, we're always going to be wanting something. We're never satisfied. And if all our reasons for doing things are for us, we're never going to be content.
Yeah, yeah.
But when we project that onto, I'm doing this to help someone else, that might be a little more sustainable and more rewarding even.
Oh, yeah.
And more healthy for the mind and body.
I almost said something. I'm gonna leave it alone until Friday when we get on the radio with our brothers, and we talk about some things on Heartbeat. But let's go into relationships now, because I know for a fact that when I feel good, and I'm doing right spiritually, I'm healthy, I feel good about the people I'm around. I know I can pour into them and make their lives better. I can deposit into them. The people that's closest to me, they feel it as well. So how does the wrong diet, stress, affect relationships if we are not aware?
Well, not just the diet. We have to realize what a healthy relationship is.
Okay.
A lot of us have been, well, not a lot of us, but there are some of us who have been brought up and raised, and even in marriages where we've been manipulated to think something's healthy when it's not. You know what I mean? And we're having problems because someone's telling us this is healthy, but we don't feel good about it. And so if you're in a relationship, or if you're in a situation where someone's controlling you, where you're under constant criticism, where you've been emotionally manipulated, gaslighted, you're afraid to speak openly. You're afraid to express yourself.
Wow.
You're not being respected. You don't have any boundaries. People can just walk and do whatever because you're in their house. Or you're feeling drained all the time. You're not in a healthy relationship. You're not in a healthy relationship. And believe it or not, people have been fooled to think that they're in a healthy relationship. I've had dependents come in where husbands have controlled the money, the food, the car, and they think this is normal. It's not. It's not.
When you talk about those relationships, I'm looking at on every level, not just the home you mentioned, but I'm knowing pastors who are trying to lead the church, but the administration of the church, the deacons, stressing them out. You've got jobs situation where the employer is very dominant.
Right.
Just like a taskmaster.
Right.
And because they give you money or pay you a good salary, they feel like they own you. And when you look at that now, stress, I saw a report where stress actually shrinks the brain as well. So if I'm under that kind of stress, whether it's in the house, the church, or even my regular job, what are some steps a person probably need to be taking to start making some changes?
Don't underestimate stress, for one.
Okay.
That stress piece, your brain doesn't know the difference when it comes to stress. We
Okay.
talked about it before, the fight or flight part of your brain.
Okay.
Where we talked about if a lion is chasing you, your body gets in this fight or flight mode, and that cortisol level, the stress hormone, gets high, and your brain helps you survive. That's not supposed to stay on all the time.
Right.
That's supposed to cut off and reset.
Yeah.
But if you're in a situation where all these things are coming down on you, being controlled, manipulated, your brain stays on high alert. that cortisol level stays high. You start to gain weight. You start to have these somatic symptoms, constant headaches, you don't know why. Stomach problems, you don't know why. Either it hurts or you have diarrhea, constipation all the time, muscle aches, neck pain, all these things that no one can find a reason why they're happening. Your body is not meant to stay on that high stress level. So setting boundaries, acknowledging that, hey, this is not healthy for me. I need to say something about it. I need to stand up for myself. But we need to realize and not underestimate stress first. But some of the things you can do to help yourself, like I said, was to acknowledge how this is affecting you.
Okay.
You know, and if you can't speak out on your own, find some help, seek some counseling, seek something, and set some boundaries. We all should have boundaries.
So Tim, hold on a second there. Here's somebody who is stressing right now because they don't have the money to buy the gifts, and the job situation is tough as well. When you say seek help, they're thinking finances. But what else can they do seeking help that may not cost them some more money as well? You got any idea?
Well, I mean, as far as finances go, or as far as
as far as the finances are concerned, because when you say seek help, it sounds like you want me to find another doctor to go to spend some more money.
Oh, I
which
see what
means
you're
I
saying.
don't have money already, but you
right. No, you mean like some self-help things?
Yes,
Self-help things. My first recommendation is always prayer.
Okay.
For one.
Okay.
And then setting those boundaries. Those boundaries allow you time to steal away from the pressures of life, from those things that are manipulating you. Well, you can steal away to yourself and kind of rest. You need the rest. Rest is very important. But during that rest time, you can reflect, and not a negative reflection, right? Think about the positive things in your life, And even though someone has always spoke down to you and your self-esteem is down, try to find some positive effects.
Good. Okay.
That are true about you that you can always put forth in your mind, because your mind is very efficient. The more you think about something, the more it's going to bring it back to your memory.
Okay.
And if you're always self-doubting and always thinking negative of yourself, it'll keep you in that rabbit hole.
Wow.
So find some facts about yourself and try to fight against those thoughts that come that are not realistic. I'm worthless. Ask yourself, who told me I was worthless besides this person? And who are they?
Yeah, that's good. I still do this. I tell people, look in the mirror, look at yourself dead in the eye, put a big smile on your face, call your whole name out and say, I love you. And if you can't look in your eyes, it's yourself in your eyes, you're not quite telling you're not telling yourself the truth.
That's
it's
true.
important being
That's
able
true.
to. Yeah.
And that repetition makes sense to the brain.
Yeah.
Because the brain will convert that over into facts.
Okay. Okay. That's good. So I didn't realize how important that was. Thank you, doctor. Now I feel good about that point. So I want to take a few minutes and talk about, say, the spouse recognizes the change in their partner, but the partner is not aware of it. I think of a case right now in my mind where I know they were going on vacation, supposedly, and the husband was trying to take all of the equipment with him so he can do some work. And she said, if you're taking all that equipment, I am not going. So it made him recognize, you know what, I'm supposed to be relaxing, but I'm planning. So she spoke up.
Right.
So what do we need to tell a partner who says, I'm seeing a change in the relationship, and we need to address this?
It's like you said, she spoke up.
Okay.
She's that accountability partner, right? And so if he couldn't establish his own boundaries, she helped him realize that those boundaries need to be set without judgment.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
You can't come with someone trying to make them feel guilty and expecting them to change. That usually provokes anger or resentment before it provokes change. And so just come to them with the facts, non-judgmentally, and that's probably about the best approach.
This is Word on Wednesday with John GODBOLT and Carl Brinkley, and of course our guests again on the third Wednesdays are Regina Wesley, who is not with us today, and Dr. Tim NEWSOME from Curative Mind Health. So today, as we're talking about relationships and stress and trying to make our lives better, Doc, I'm going to let you take the lead on this. Whatever is on your mind about helping people move forward, because I know this is important during this time of year and helping them make good choices.
In reference to?
just anything about dealing with stress, building those relationships, and like we're saying, self-talk, self-help.
Self-help helps.
To make us better at who we are. Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first step everyone should take when helping yourself move forward is showing yourself some grace.
Okay.
Showing yourself some grace, realizing that you're human, you have your limits, and you have your faults and failures, but that don't define you.
Yeah.
As long as you have breath, you have time to improve. And so show yourself some grace, make realistic goals. Tiny baby steps work because your brain builds on those. But you got to be consistent with the things you do. Speak positive thoughts to yourself,
Okay.
realistic thoughts. Eat healthy so you can think healthy. And always tie some type of physical exercise into it because that is important, one, to maintain your body. Also, it's self-medicating. Those endorphins that you get from working out will help ease your mind, help you rest, and give you some peace. And also, sleep is probably one of the most important things you can do. It's just as important as breathing.
Yeah.
If you're not sleeping, you're not thinking well, your body's not functioning well, you're not healthy. For instance, if you're not sleeping, think of your mind as a garage, right? In the morning, that garage should be empty.
Okay.
And so you should be able to go in that garage and pull memories out and make judgments and put some stress in there that you got unexpectedly today and, calculate some stuff and plan for the next day and do all these things. At the end of the day, when you sleep, your sleep should be healthy enough to where your brain can go in and clean out that garage so it's empty the next day. However, if you're not sleeping, when you wake up, that garage is full. And so you wonder why you go off on people so quickly. Or you wonder why you can't remember where you put something, or you can't concentrate for long, or you can't stay awake and your energy's low. And then, all of a sudden, I'm gaining weight, my blood pressure's up.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're not sleeping right. Sleep is just as important as breathing. It really is.
So let's back up then. Put us to sleep, Doc. How do we go to sleep at night? I mean,
Well, you got to practice good sleep hygiene.
Okay.
For one, you have to, at least an hour before you go to bed, remove all the electronics, let your mind calm down.
Okay.
Whatever activates your mind, some people say they can read and go to sleep, but whatever activates your mind, you need to stop that at least an hour before you go to bed.
Okay.
And you need to use the bed for intimacy and sleep.
That's all.
That's it.
The two S's. That's
Yeah,
all.
yeah. Your brain is constantly monitoring what you're doing.
Okay.
And remember, it's very efficient.
Okay.
And so if you're in the bed doing work for tomorrow's work, how you expect to be able to have a good sleep? You say, I can't never fall asleep. Well, you got your computer in the bed with you. You're doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
And so, and you need to watch what you put in your body. If you're
Okay.
putting those high processed foods and sugars in your body, your brain's staying up or your body's staying up trying to process all of that. And you're wondering why you can't sleep, why you're having these night terrors and strange dreams, because you got all these chemicals floating around your head imbalanced because you ate all this unhealthy stuff.
So it wasn't God that gave you that dream.
Exactly. You can't get up in the morning mad at your spouse because you thought about something in a dream when you ate that piece of cake 2 minutes before you went to bed. Yeah.
So getting in the bed at the right time as well.
Right.
I mean, some
That's
folks
circadian rhythm. You have
Okay.
a rhythm to your sleep.
Yeah.
And sometimes that rhythm can be thrown off by you staying up late, nights at a time. Your body's supposed to sleep at certain times.
I remember the scientific experiment that they did with several scientists in, I think it was the Arctic, where they couldn't see the sun and they were in a location, and they found out their bodies, that rhythm you're talking about, it kicked in. Even if they didn't even recognize it. When it was time to go to sleep, they knew it, they fell asleep, got up at the right time, and it stayed that way in that location. I think for about a month they were in there. So there is something about the sun, the rhythm. God is rhythmatic in everything he does. And so when we get out of sync with the rhythm, sunrise, eating at the right time, sleeping, all those things, it causes, like you said, weight gain and so on.
Causes all those problems.
Wow.
And just because you sleep, and don't get the amount of time mixed up with good sleep.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Because depressed people can sleep 12 hours a day and still wake up tired. You know what I mean? That's just a sign of depression. Ask yourself when you wake up in the morning, do I feel rested? Do I feel restored?
So what is going on if I can lay in the bed 12 hours and my body is asleep but I'm not rested? What is that called?
There's a lot of different things that can cause sleep disturbances. Some mental,
Okay.
and depression, anxiety, insomnia, all mental conditions that cause lack of sleep. And there's also sleep apnea, and that's either a functional part of your anatomy that's preventing you from sleeping, or something in your brain that's messing up the circadian rhythm.
Okay.
But there's some reasons. And if you have questions, go to your medical provider.
Okay.
They can evaluate you and also send you to even a sleep study if you have questions.
That's good. Well, look, we have a couple of more minutes before we have to get out of here, and I'm always interested in the health piece, again, that tying all those things together, because we know spiritually we are a spirit with a soul in a body, but the way this world operates, we operate as a body that's got a soul and a spirit, which is now off. The rhythm is off. We don't know what to put first.
Right.
Yeah.
And spirit comes first, I believe.
I agree with you 100%.
For sure.
Well, anyway, somebody's trying to call me, and I'm trying to cut all these phones off, and it's still happening. But as we close out here today, some good communication skills to reduce stress. You talked about those self-talks and to looking in the mirror, talking to ourselves.
Talking to ourselves, setting some boundaries, and being clear when someone has put you in a certain place. You need to speak out on that, but find the right time to speak out. If you can't do it yourself, have someone help you, or reach out to a counselor or something. But sometimes you speaking out may exacerbate the problem.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Using wisdom on that as well. Wow. I tell you what, got a good show coming up behind us here. The commissioners and all those who's coming in. Cumberland County. We got a whole county coming in, okay? So anyway, stick and stay, as Paul says. Don't go anywhere. We've enjoyed being with you today and hope that we said something that's encouraging to you. And by the grace of God, we'll see you in 26, looking for some great things that happen in your life. And if we don't see you during Christmas, have a great Christmas, a great celebration with family and loved ones. Don't worry about the gifts. You are a gift. All right? Remember that. And the only thing the evil needs to try